Hello. Aha. Hmm. Today is a wonderful day. Today I have the game review of um, hmm, black versus white. I will try to say this name. I did not rehearse this ahead of time, so this is an organic first ever attempt to pronounce this name. Eleutherios. That's my that's my best try. I apologize for how that might not have been perfect. But I may call him Alec instead. So Alec requested a game review of a game he played versus someone several ranks stronger than him. He said he's about 8 to 10Q on OGS, and this is an even game against a 3Q. So, let's look at it. I think it looks like 8 to 10Q is a lot stronger than when I was 8 to 10Q, because this looks much more like a stronger single-digit Q game than a weaker one. For instance, so right off the bat, I definitely didn't know Joseki like this when I was that strength, but so this one, this variation after this is really popular still. Old way, something, well, really old way. Play here. This one, and then more recently than that, black would play this. White can play here. Jump, da da. Anyway, but now this is really fashionable, where white just jumps immediately without this exchange. Anyway, so this is normal, but this one is not played very often anymore by pros. Instead, well, pros play this one, or sometimes this. I don't really know all the variations, but still sometimes black will play this. But then usually it's this E2 rather than F3. White extends, black goes down, white extends. This is, I think, the most common one, at least among strong amateurs these days. This is what I see in a lot of my games, for example. And so I'm going to theorize now. I don't know this for sure. I'm going to theorize that the reason this one is not that popular, or it fell out of favor, even though it's still fine, still a decent result. I think it's not that good because after black can invade here, but white can exchange this at any time to make a good shape here. It's like all of a sudden white has a pretty strong influence and black is kind of completely shut in. Whereas the other way, white just has two stones like this. It's tough, maybe white's group is a little bit more secure because it has the, four spaces or so down here as the base, but it's not really a big influence. This one feels pretty good for white. Pretty good influence towards the bottom and the center. So I feel like black can invade or approach this corner, and it's fine, just fine game. But I think white's a little bit happy that it's like this is on the board already. The stones aren't actually there, but white can do it at any time. So you might as well treat it as if it's already on the board, since it'll be sente. So I think black is a little bit more enclosed. White's influence is better. So if I were white, I would consider maybe even doing it right away and then pincering. But I guess not really necessary. So pincer in the corner. Happy, happy, happy. Approach here. And pincer. So definitely the top side, if we look at this approach, the top side is wide open. The left side, not only are there stones there, but it's this low, pretty strong group on the third line. So the left side's not really developable. The top is much more open. And we've got the Q16 stone over here. So definitely like the choice to pincer. And white does this. And then this is the first first kind of big mistake, I'd say. I don't really think this is possible. So Alec suggested this one without a continuation, and this is definitely what you'll see. I want to say like 17 out of 18 times. Like almost all the time black will play this one. And then sometimes white can just go straight in, and then black can play one more move to make this group really strong, or black can play elsewhere, and then later on white can maybe pull out the stone for some points on top, or start a fight if black really wants to start a fight, but this is usually not good. Usually black would just give it. So it depends. Black can play another move if really needs to make this group secure. For example, if there's like, you know, some white stones over here, then you definitely want to play this extra move to make it secure. Otherwise not. Other way, white can exchange this first. Or this, either way. And then similarly, black can extend here, which is hunte, I believe the term is. It's a kind of slow, but it's a very thick, strong move that gives black really solid influence towards the top and the center. Or black can leave it and play somewhere else, and then later white will extend and get these forcing moves for free. So, but this one, not really good, not really a good result. So if we look at this result, Alex said, I suppose this was a bad result for black. I agree. Couple reasons. Number one, the A stone is now much too close to this really strong black influence. We'd prefer to have it much farther away, maybe on the 4th line. And white's group looks really good, right? These 4 stones get all the corner territory, and it already has this extension over at B. So, like, black's group is pretty strong, but white's group is really nice. Got the corner territory and influence facing white's position already. So I think white should be very happy with this result. And if we remember, we go back, it was black's corner to start. So black should get a, you know, a better, slightly better result since it was black's corner to start, but in the end, actually white did. So not the best result for black, but then again, it's not game over. Still a lot of Go left to be played. And this B19 is very slow. Maybe this makes me think it was maybe a teaching game, and so the 3Q played a slow move to kind of let you get back some of the, you know, kind of get back in the game a little bit, because B19 is very slow, just endgame. So definitely white should probably approach the upper right corner or do something on the right side. This one, okay. Here we have just a normal Joseki, normal pattern. But I think in this case, this is a mistake for black. So this is the situation. White approaches. Black should either answer for the right side or pincer to look at the top. If black just answers, white gets this stable, solid group. So if you ignore everything outside of the upper right, so these 6 stones within this little box up here, this is just a normal, everyday pattern, probably one of the most common ones ever played in Go. And we know it's kind of even for both sides, right? Locally, it's a little bit better for black, right? Because black has more territory. But it makes sense because that was black's corner to start with, right? So maybe a little bit better for black, but generally very equal result for both players. But if we go back here, should white really get an almost equal result with black in this area? Look at all of black's friends. Black is strong on both sides. So I think it's... Black should do something to try to use the friends on the right side and the top side of the board. So if it were me, I would really want to play this one space low pincer. And so my ideal scenario is if white goes into the corner, I'm going to block this way. And then normal pattern. And then now, oh look, this B stone, it's in a great location. It's already extending from this wall. So the right side looks really good. The A stone, it used to be too close to this influence, but now it's a pretty good distance from M17. So both the top side and the right side, the extensions work really well. We've made this influence here, and it coordinates really nicely with the A and the B stones. It's like a synergy effect, right? So we already, this is one way that we can already, sorry, speaking is difficult. We want to make the best use of the stones that are already on the board as we can, because this is Go. We can't move the stone once we play it. So when the opponent approaches our corner, it's really important to look at both, like the surrounding area, even going as far as the other corners, and say, how can I use the stones that are already on the board? In the actual game, I feel like black, now this Q10 stone is in a pretty good spot, so the right side looks good, but it kind of neglected the H17 influence. So this group up here in the upper left of black, it's a little bit sad. It feels like, I had great potential with all my strength, and now it's wasted because of the L17 stone of white. Okay, so let's keep going. So Alex says, this move looks so stupid now. It's almost like a Wookiee noise, I think. Like, I don't know. That's my Wookiee's not very good. I can do a decent Yoda. You know, like the rest of this would be. Oh, I didn't do it right though. You have to change the word order. So, like Yoda, I speak. Something like that. That's not embarrassingly bad, but anyway, sorry. Got to get back on topic. So, okay. This move looks slow. I agree, and I think for the next 50 moves or so, I'm going to keep saying that I really think this move is the best for black. This Q6, I really like it because it protects the A area, so it makes territory on the right, and it has a follow-up at B to start pressing down and putting some pressure on this white group on the bottom. So I really like this, and I'm not going to talk too much about it because I'm probably going to keep mentioning it. So this one doesn't really have a good focus, especially because of this stone. It's really hard to use this big 6-line move when white has a solid stable group right here negating it already. So white invades. This is an important... So I feel as black here, I don't see any local move that looks really good right away. You could play attach on top and give away a Panuki to connect underneath, and you might think, oh, it's great, I just made 20 points on the right side. And that's maybe true, but giving a Panuki facing the center like this 4-stone shape, is almost always awful. It's such a strong shape, it makes it like basically impossible to do anything in the center. So The only time to give a Panuki like this is if you count the game and you realize you definitely have enough points to win, even if you give up this shape. In the actual game, black attached underneath, and this is the result. And this looks, oh, so it's painful, right? So the A and B are completely split. Or, oh wait, should be this A and B. These A and B stones are now completely split by white. So after this, I feel like white's invasion was successful. White invades to try to destroy this area, and it works. I don't really know what else I would play locally. You could try to play a diagonal to try to capture the stone, but it looks pretty difficult because there's a lot of space on the right side. So my thought was, I don't know what to do. Maybe I should play somewhere else. So I thought maybe I want to play this right away. If we get this kind of thing, you get some strength up here. Now maybe this is a little bit more possible. You can put some pressure on this stone, and it's harder for white. If white does this to try to run out, now you've got some more friends up here that are going to make it really hard for this white group to run away. Similarly like this. Now white can probably live underneath somehow. I don't know. I don't really know what the best continuation here would be. Something like this. And it looks like white should probably be able to save it. But now these two exchanges are not so bad. You can come back. I still wish this were here, because then if this were already here, it'd be great. Black could jump and the center would be really good. Anyway, so that's an idea I had, but I can't say it's really good. Basically, what I'm thinking here is that since I can't link up underneath and connect my stones without giving that really nice Panuki to my opponent, I'm going to be split. Maybe I can make some center influence instead. So if I'm going to be split anyway, I might as well. Let's see if I can. I might as well allow myself to be split. But if I can seal white in, then I can get territory on both sides and some center influence. And hopefully that'll compensate for the invasion. But that's, I don't know, that's difficult. Difficult to say if that's good result or not. So anyway, let's keep going. And then now to play this exchange and extend, it doesn't seem like it's really going to accomplish that much, because black makes influence with these 4 stones, but white already has influence over here, so it's tough to make a lot of points in the center when white has this group. So, as I alluded to earlier, again, I really think this is important, because these white stones, it's like they're pretty strong because they completely separated this one stone. You know, this A stone looks kind of silly now, but it doesn't have a base yet. So with a couple more moves for black around this area, this could go from being strong to heavy pretty quickly. I think after black played this, if I were white, I would have just extended, and then if we keep extending, fine, I'll just take all the territory on top. Or if black blocks like this, then I really want to play this as white and link up to this group on the right. And now it looks like white has really nice center influence in this area, and black doesn't really. There's still defects over here. So white defends over here. Another slow looking move. I still really want to play here, especially now that you have these stones. It's even harder for these 5 white stones to manage now. So I would really want to play this to separate and try to attack this B group. If you can attack the B group, then hopefully you can get enough compensation. Like maybe you'll end up naturally making territory in the C region if you get some moves over here, or some points down here. Or at the very least, you can erase this D area naturally if you play a bunch of stones around here attacking B. So hopefully that would be enough to compensate for this good invasion that white had on the right. Aha! Now black plays this, but I think it's a mistake. It could be okay. I still want to play this and split, rather than... This one kind of invites white to play here. And then the last big thing I want to talk about this game is black's next move. Black played here. I would say when you have this shape in the bottom right and then white pushes here, I would say probably 26 out of 27 times black should extend. It's almost a reflex. Like, you never want to play any move and go just automatically, like, oh, my opponent plays this, I'll play this automatically without thinking, right? You always want to think a little bit, but this one is pretty much as close to automatic as possible. Because black plays somewhere else, then white can immediately do this in Sente. And then white can capture if necessary, and in this case probably should. And so the corner territory for black is down to like 6 points now, maybe 7. And white got a Panuki facing the center and is completely super strong with this group. So now these 4 stones black played, they don't really have a meaning anymore. Because you can't attack a group like this that has a Panuki. It's especially now it's linked up. So this A group linked up with B. So now they're both really strong, like 100% alive. And black's 3 stones here are just kind of floating. It's difficult to say that they have a lot of meaning. I guess they're sort of just reducing white now. Whereas instead, if we played here to split, then we could get some stones over here that are not just reducing white, but they're also attacking black, or attacking this B group. So after this, the game is really difficult. There's not really too much left. I don't know. I didn't see anything after this that I thought was like really important and really worth talking about. So black gets squeezed and split, so has to kind of struggle just to make 2 eyes. And white got all this territory, this, and this, so it's enough for white to win. So I think the rest of the game, like I said, I didn't really see anything big that I wanted to go over. So I think the main points for this were in the opening. This one is okay. This up to here, it's all fine. This is kind of the first mistake, so this is another one where like 9 times out of 10 it's going to be here. So that's just a Joseki thing. And then this, fine. Here, I think the Q14 is a little bit uninspired. I'd really prefer the low pincer here. Maybe high pincer is probably okay too. If white jumps, then white has to play some second line moves. So it's similar shape, but white's base is a lot lower than before. Than in the actual game. And if white goes in the corner, it's still going to be good. Getting this wall facing this position looks really nice as black. Yeah, this one, I still think it should be here to sort of build the territory on the right and look to play B to attack here. So a nice double purpose move. And then when your opponent invades here, Oh, I didn't really mention this, but well, I sort of talked about it where I can't find a good move locally to react to this move, so I want to play. I want to find the answer from my opponent's side. I want to ask, okay, something like this, I can get some strength and then come back and decide what to do. So the reason that black can do that is that this Q12 splits black's groups, A and B. But even if if A is split from B, they're both pretty strong, right? Like B is still basically alive in the corner. Like black can play this move to live in the corner at any time. So that group is still strong, and A is still pretty much connected to the bottom right corner. So since they're both strong, it's not like, you know, black plays some other move. Can white play one move immediately that's like gonna crush or like, you know, cripple or kill anything? Not really. It's just destroying a little bit more territory. So since both sides are basically fine, I think black has enough time to play somewhere else and figure out white's response before coming back and deciding how to handle Q12. And then the last really big thing was that these moves don't really help that much. Instead, I really want to play this and split off these 5 white stones. So if white has to jump, then you can come back and play moves like this. And now it's kind of attacking. Whereas in the actual game, you're not really attacking anything, you're just kind of making, you know, now black has these 4 stones. So what next? What function are they serving? If white just pushes here, then these stones aren't really going to be doing that much. White's going to have much better influence. Okay. I think those are the main points I wanted to cover. So, sorry I haven't been streaming or playing many games online myself recently. I'm still playing a lot of Go, just not streaming a lot because I'm a terrible person. But I'm tentatively, I don't have any big plans for the American holiday Thanksgiving coming up in about a month, and I'm thinking about doing a big streaming marathon that weekend. So stay tuned, because that could be fun. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the game review for Alec. Eleutherios. I wonder if it's t or th. I don't know. It looks kind of Greek, and I think in Greek they have the th sound, like in English. The th, you know? Oh, I saw this video on pronouncing the Czech. In Czech, it's like an R with a little accent diacritic mark on top of it, and it's supposed to be like a r, like a trill, you know, like a Spanish R, r, but with a j sound, sort of like the French, you know, je suis la jeune fille. So it's like r, 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 something like that. I don't know, but it's really fun to practice that. I still can't say здравствуйте. Здравствуйте. I don't know. Can't do it. Anyway, that is outside the scope of this video. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them, and I would love to hear from you. And as always, even though I don't stream my own games that much anymore, although I should do more, I'm still happy to do game reviews. So if you have a game like this that you would like me to review, I would love to hear from you. Please send it to me, and I'll do what I can. Alright. Bye-bye.